Hello dear students, now that we are done with the discussion of the monohybrid cross and the monohybrid ratio, let us discuss the results of monohybrid cross experiments. Mendel carried out cross between all pure homozygous parents with 7 contrasting characters, but independently. So the first character he chose was stem height, where the homozygous tall was crossed with the homozygous dwarf. F1 generation produced all tall plants, whereas the F2 generation produced tall in the ratio 787 and dwarf 277, which gave us the ratio of 2.84:1. The second character was seed color, where the homozygous yellow was crossed with the homozygous green, where the F1 generation produced was all yellow seeds, but the F2 generation gave 6022 yellow, whereas 2001 green seeds, which was in the ratio 3.01:1. The third character was seed shape, where the homozygous round was crossed with homozygous wrinkled, which gave rise to F1 hybrid, which was all round seeds, whereas the F2 generation produced 5474 round and 1850 wrinkled, which gave us the ratio of 2.96:1. The fourth character that was studied was pod color, where the homozygous green was crossed with the homozygous yellow, where the F1 generation produced was all green pods, but the F2 generation gave 428 green and 152 yellow, which was in the ratio 2.82:1. Let's see the fifth character, which is pod shape, where the homozygous inflated were crossed with the homozygous constricted. The F1 generation gave all inflated pods, but the F2 generation produced 882 inflated, whereas 299 constricted, which gave us the ratio of 2.95:1. The sixth character he studied was flower position, where the homozygous axial flower was crossed with homozygous terminal, producing F1 generation having plants with all axial flowers, whereas the F2 generation produced plants with 651 axial flowers and 207 terminal flowers, which gave the ratio of 3.14:1. Now let's see the seventh character, which was flower color, where the homozygous violet was crossed with a homozygous white, where the F1 generation produced all violet colored flowers, whereas the F2 generation produced 705 violet flowers, whereas 224 white flowers, which gave the ratio of 3.15:1. There was one more additional character, that is character 7A, seed coat color, studied, where the homozygous colored seed coat was crossed with homozygous white, which gave an F1 generation of all colored seed coat, whereas the F2 generation produced 705 colored and 224 white, giving off the ratio 3.15:1 again. So all these characters approximately gave us the Mendel's ratio 3:1. Hence, we are done with the discussion of the results of monohybrid cross experiment. Now, let us study Mendel's conclusion on monohybrid cross. Thank you.